5 years. 5 years ago, my life changed in the worst way possible, and my life changed in the best way possible. It has officially been 5 years since I was diagnosed with melanoma. And it's really surreal to kind of think of it that way and realize that. I'm not really sure where to start. It was the hardest and most devastating couple years of my life. And I can genuinely say I was so fearful of genuinely in my heart, embracing life again. Because I was terrified that it would all get taken away from me. And now here I am 5 years later. 5 years is such a huge milestone for melanoma. I'm very grateful and very blessed to be one of the few who gets to make it this far after such a devastating diagnosis. Man, in these 5 years, my life has changed time and time again in some crazy ways. And I don't know, man. It's hard. It's hard to look at the pictures and videos like from the hospital and from being at home and remembering like being so weak I couldn't walk to the fridge without passing out. And just being in so much pain, I just wanted to die. Genuinely just wanted to die. But I didn't, and I couldn't. And I couldn't because of my mom. So while today I'm celebrating myself and how far I've come, I'm also absolutely celebrating my mom for having my back every step of the way. And everything she did and has done my entire life. Man, I think back and like going through it, I didn't realize how many and how extreme the sacrifices were she made for me. And then you realize like I did chemo 5 days a week, 4 hours a day for an entire month. And she took off work every single day to be there and to hold my hand. And not just like drop me off because I was too weak to drive, but to sit there with me and every day just support me and make sure I'd be okay. And then she did all my shots for me and all my injectables because I'm a puss when it comes to needles. And just making sure I was eating, making sure just like the most basic things that I was incapable of doing for myself, she did for me. And I know if it wasn't for her love and for her loving me, I wouldn't have had the strength to love myself through it. And I wouldn't have had the strength to get through it. And I'm so grateful for that. And I feel so undeserving of that kind of love. But slowly, I'm learning to love myself the way my mom loves me. Shoot. So emotional. So I knew with my 5 year coming up, about a year ago, I decided I wanted to get tattooed to commemorate this day. And originally I was like, I want to get a portrait of Melly, my little monster. Just she really, she got me out of bed and she helped get me through my depression. But I feel like a tattoo like that is very big and very expensive and very frowned upon by my doctors. So I decided on something even more meaningful. And I'm getting a quote from my mom. Well, I guess not a quote, but it's something my mom wrote in one of the many, many cards she's written me, and she wrote it many, many times. So I'm sitting in the parking lot of my tattoo shop about to go get that done. And I'm very excited and nervous and anxious, and I hate needles and I hate pain, so this is gonna suck. So my video cut off earlier because I ran out of storage space on my phone. So I went inside and got my tattoo, and now I'm home and gonna finish what I wanted to say. After deleting some old photos and videos on my phone because I take too many pictures. But I'm stoked. It's done. If you can see, fuck cancer. It's my mom's handwriting. It says, "You are the best thing to ever happen to me, and the main reason I am still on this earth. I love you, love, Mom. And the reason I wanted those words specifically were because I feel like that's something that I would say to her, because that rings so true to me for how I feel towards her, and the reciprocation there is just like fucking beautiful. I'm incredibly grateful that I have such an amazing human being as my mother, and I feel like I don't deserve her because she's absolutely an incredible woman. And fuck, sometimes I feel like I just don't even deserve my life, because there's so many things in it to be grateful for. So many beautiful and amazing people who choose to surround me in my life, and a beautiful life. And it's silly that it takes something as drastic or shitty as cancer to make you appreciate it. But I genuinely do. I'm grateful that I had to have the experience of cancer to break me down and help me grow. Because I've grown more in the last 5 years than I think I ever would have if it wasn't for what I went through. And today I don't know. Today I'm very grateful to be alive. I have a beautiful family and a beautiful life, and I'm surrounded by a loving boyfriend and a loving stepdaughter and a loving mother and a loving father and loving friends. And I don't know, man. I feel like I just keep rambling. I feel very good, and I genuinely hope that no one ever has to experience what I did. I genuinely hope that they are getting closer and closer to finding a cure and finding better alternatives than what I had to go through. But I am also very grateful that I am alive today, living on borrowed time and trying to love every minute of it, but overall absolutely loving and appreciating my life.